not yet. Yep, there we go. Hey, YouTube. Welcome to Chantrelle Club. I am Chantrelle Lashae, and we are reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. We do get started at 10 p.m. Eastern, but I like to get on here a little early just to make sure everything goes right. Chantrelle Club, for anybody who does not know, is not here for entertainment. This is for anybody who wants to grow as a person and grow their minds, because everybody know, or if you don't know, that change starts from the inside out, and if you want to be rich, you have to start in the mind. So this book has helped me a lot. One of the first things in the book was one of the first rules in the book was to have a mastermind group, which is pretty much what I am attempting to do with the Chantrelle Club and the online book club. So if you don't already have a book, I have a link to the free PDF in the description for YouTube. In the description for Facebook. YouTube, if you don't have one, you can go to the website chantrellashae.com. And we will get started in just a little bit. We'll be reading chapter 4, auto suggestion, pages 95 through 104. If I'm not mistaken. This one is a really small chapter, but it's pretty much the basis of the whole book. So we'll get started in about 3 minutes. So, a little bit about Chantrelle. I'm obsessed with the law of attraction and how the universe works and quantum physics. And I'm excited to see it transform my life. It's already began to. Just 2 years ago, I was way at the bottom. And now I'm climbing. You know, as my mind grows, my faith gets stronger, my life gets better. So I'm hoping that my life is an example to any and everybody that you can really think and grow rich. That's really the basis for this entire club, for me anyway, is to show people the power of your mind. So I want to do it through my life, by you seeing me start from my little palette in my room, my fancy little reading section, and you'll see me become a billionaire. Mark my words. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So we'll be reading chapter 4, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, pages 95 through 104. Short chapter tonight. If you do not already have the book, you can read it on the free PDF that I have the link on Facebook, and it's on the link on chantrellashae.com if you're on YouTube, because I can't put it in the description yet until after the video. Alright. So page 94 is this page right here. So I'll start with that. There are no limitations to the mind except those we acknowledge. Both poverty and riches are the offspring of thought. That's some food for thought. I'll read it one more time. There are no limitations to the mind except those we acknowledge. Both poverty and riches are the offspring of thought. Chapter 4, Auto-Suggestion. The medium for influencing the subconscious mind, the third step toward riches. And just anybody who is really following along and doing this for real, this is the key. Your statement that you read every morning, every night, is important. This is basically auto-suggestion and breaking it down. Alright, let's get started. Auto-suggestion is a term which applies to all suggestions and all self-administered stimuli which reach one's mind through the 5 senses. Stated in another way, auto-suggestion is self-suggestion. It is the agency of communication between that part of the mind where conscious thought takes place and that which serves as the seat of action for the subconscious mind. Through the dominating thoughts which one permits to remain in the conscious mind, whether these thoughts be negative or positive, is immaterial. The principle The principle of autosuggestion voluntarily reaches the subconscious mind and influences it with these thoughts. No thought, whether it be negative or positive, can enter the subconscious mind without the aid of the principle of autosuggestion, with the exception of thoughts picked up by the ether. Stated differently, all sense impressions which are perceived through the five senses are stopped by the conscious thinking mind. It may be either passed on to the subconscious mind or rejected at will. The conscious faculty serves, therefore, as an outer guard to the approach of the subconscious. So I think of the conscious mind as like the guard at the gate of the subconscious mind. That's how I think of it. Nature has so built man that he has absolute control over the material which reaches subconscious mind. Through his five senses, although this is not meant to be construed as a statement that man always exercises this control. Let me read that sentence again. Nature has so built man that he has absolute control over the material which reaches his subconscious mind through his five senses. Although this is not meant to be construed as a statement that man always exercises this control. In the great majority of instances, he does not exercise it, which explains why so many people go through life in poverty. Recall what has been said about the subconscious mind, resembling a fertile garden spot in which weeds will grow in abundance if the seeds of more desirable crops are not sown therein. Autosuggestion is the agency of control through which an individual may voluntarily feed his subconscious mind on thoughts of creative nature, or, by neglect, permit thoughts of destructive nature to find their way into the rich garden of the mind. Basically, you have to be on guard of your thoughts. You have to be aware. It takes practice. You are instructed in the last of the 6 steps described in the chapter on desire to read aloud twice daily the written statement of your desire for money and see and feel yourself already in possession of the money. That's what I was talking about with your, this is mine. And I'll be honest, some days I forget, but I remember. I'll just forget, that morning, so I'll go in the bathroom while I'm working or something and read it. But practice make perfect, though, because I'm starting not to forget. So make sure you write your statement. It's really important. Let's see. Where are we? Okay, second to last paragraph, page 96. By following these instructions, you communicate the object of your desire directly to your subconscious mind in a spirit of absolute faith. Through repetition of this procedure, you voluntarily create thought habits which are favorable to your efforts to transmute desire into its monetary equivalent. Go back to these 6 steps described in Chapter 2 and read them again, very carefully, before you proceed further. Then, when you come to it, read very carefully the 4 instructions for the organization of your mastermind group, which is what this is, described in the chapter on organized planning. By comparing these 2 sets of instructions with that which has been stated on autosuggestion, you, of course, will see that the instructions involve the application of the principle of autosuggestion. Now, I'm not going to go back to, chapter 2? I already read it on my own, and anyone who is taking this as serious as I am has already done that too. And if you haven't, maybe you should. Remember, therefore, when reading aloud the statement of your desire, through which you are endeavoring to develop a money consciousness, that the mere reading of the words is of no consequence unless you mix emotion or feeling with your words. If you repeat 1,000,000 times the famous Emile Coup formula, day by day, in every way, I am getting better and better, without mixing emotion and faith with your words, you will experience no desirable results. Your subconscious mind recognizes and acts upon only thoughts which have been well mixed with emotion or feeling. This is a fact of such importance as to warrant repetition in practically every chapter, because the lack of understanding of this is the main reason the majority of people who try to apply the principle of autosuggestion gets no desirable results. So basically, you have to mix feeling with your words. That's it. Just daydream about your words. If you say, I want a yacht, when you say I want a yacht, then imagine yourself on your yacht. That's what I do. I already have my yacht picked out. It's so simple. It really is simple. It's just not easy, but it's simple. But repetition is key. Just like working out. So exercise for your brain. I lost my spot. Oh, okay. Let's see. Third to last paragraph, page 97. This is a fact of such importance as to warrant repetition in practically every chapter, because the lack of understanding of this is the main reason the majority of people who try to apply the principle of autosuggestion get no desirable results. Plain, unemotional words do not influence the subconscious mind. You will get no appreciable results until you learn to reach your subconscious mind with thoughts or spoken words which have been well emotionalized with belief. Do not become discouraged if you cannot control and direct your emotions the first time you try to do so. Remember, there is no such possibility as something for nothing. Ability to reach and influence your subconscious mind has its price, and you must pay that price. You cannot cheat, even if you desire to. The price of ability to influence your subconscious mind is everlasting persistence in applying the principles described here. You cannot develop the desired ability for a lower price. You and you alone must decide whether or not the reward for which you are striving, which is the money conscious, is worth the price you must pay for it in effort. Wisdom and cleverness alone will not attract and retain money except in a few very rare instances where the law of averages favors the attraction of money through these sources. The method of attracting money described here does not depend upon the law of averages. Moreover, the method plays no favorites. It will work for one person as effectively as it will for another. Where failure is experienced, it is the individual, not the method, which has failed. If you try and fail, make another effort, and still another until you succeed, which is what I'm doing. Your ability to use the principle of autosuggestion will depend very largely upon your capacity to concentrate upon a given desire until that desire becomes a burning obsession. Let me just read that again, because that's a very important statement. Your ability to use the principle of autosuggestion will depend very largely upon your capacity to concentrate upon a given desire until that desire becomes a burning obsession. When you begin to carry out the instructions in connection with the 6 steps described in the 2nd chapter, it will be necessary for you to make use of the principle of concentration. Let us here offer suggestions for the effective use of concentration. When you begin to carry out the first of the 6 steps, which instructs you to fix in your own mind the exact amount of money you desire, hold your thoughts on that amount of money by concentration or fixation of attention, with your eyes closed, until you can actually see the physical appearance of the money. I always wonder, do people, never mind. You have to dream. Daydreaming is important. You have to see it. Where was I at? This chapter is just very important to me, if you can't tell. This is the most important chapter. I really lost my place. Oh, okay. Let's just start from this is a second sentence, top of page 99, I believe. Yes. Do this at least once each day. As you go through these exercises, follow the instructions given in the chapter on faith and see yourself actually in possession of the money. Here is a most significant fact. The subconscious mind takes any orders given it in a spirit of absolute faith and acts upon those orders, although the orders often have to be presented over and over again through repetition before they are interpreted by the subconscious mind. Basically, train your mind like you train your kid, like you train anything, like you train yourself. You just have to keep telling your subconscious mind over and over and over again, and eventually it'll fall in line. It's just like with anything else. Anything worth training, worth taming, you just have to tame your mind. That's it. And it's not easy because you have to keep doing it over and over. That's the hard part. It's just a commitment to just keep doing it over and over and over and over again until your mind accepts it. And you'll know when your mind accepts it because stuff will just start falling in line for you. Stuff will just start coming to you. Things that'll lead you in the direction of your big goal, of your big dream, of that obsession that you have in your head. Believe me, I'm telling you, you'll see what I'm talking about. If you continue to watch this right here, you'll see my life change, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's because I'm doing what this book say. And this isn't no, voodoo type crap. You know what I'm saying? It's just science. That's it. It's just science. And the only reason that I'm confident enough to say that is because I've done this and I wasn't as committed as I am now, and my life went from shit to okay, and now I'm like, okay, let's aim higher. Let's actually shoot for the goal that I really, really desire, the one that I'm scared of, that goal. Let's aim for that one. So I know it works. It's just about persistence and patience. Ooh, patience is a motherfucker. Anyway. All right. Following the preceding statement, consider the possibility of playing a perfectly legitimate trick on your subconscious mind by making it believe, because you believe it, that you must have the amount of money you are visualizing, that this money is already awaiting your claim, that the subconscious mind must hand over to you practical plans for acquiring the money which is yours. I like this one because in the statement, I think it's in chapter 2, it says, have a plan for how you're going to get the money. Some people, like me, for example, I didn't know, how I was going to achieve my goal. So it's okay if you don't know. You don't have to know. You just have to know what you want. The plan will come to you. Everything will come to you if you just know what it is that you want and really believe what you want. Okay, where are we at? Okay, third to bottom paragraph, page 99. I'll just read this part over. Following the preceding statement, consider the possibility of playing a perfectly legitimate trick on your subconscious mind by making it believe, because you believe it, that you must have the amount of money you're visualizing, that this money is already awaiting your claim, that the subconscious mind must hand over to you practical plans for acquiring the money which is yours. Hand over the thought suggested in the preceding paragraph to your imagination and see what your imagination can or will do to create practical plans for the accumulation of money through transmutation of your desire. Do not wait for a definite plan through which you intend to exchange services or merchandise in return for the money you are visualizing, but begin at once to see yourself in possession of the money, demanding and expecting, meanwhile, that your subconscious mind will hand over the plan or plans you need. I'm telling you, just do it. Just imagine yourself living the life you really want to live, man, and the plans will just come to you. It's crazy. Be on the alert for these plans, and when they appear, put them into action immediately. Don't second guess them. Don't think, oh, this shit is fake. It's too good to be true. How this just gonna come to me out of nowhere? Nope. When stuff just come to you, hop on it. Because I missed out on like 2 really good opportunities because I second guessed it when it was in the perfect situation to get me to the next level, and I second guessed it, and I don't regret it anymore. I learned from it, but I learned from it to tell you, trust that shit. It's gonna come to you and it's gonna seem way too good to be true, the opportunities, but just trust it and go with it. Don't second guess it. When the plans appear, they will probably flash into your mind through the sixth sense in the form of an inspiration. This inspiration may be considered a direct telegram or message from infinite intelligence. Treat it with respect and act upon it as soon as you receive it. Failure to do so will be fatal to your success. In the fourth of the 6 steps, you are instructed to create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once to put this plan into action. You should follow this instruction in the manner described in the preceding paragraph. Do not trust your reason when creating your plan for accumulating money through the transmutation of desire. Max! So rude. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, I'm not. It's my baby. But he know I'm having my session. Anyway. Lord Jesus. Kids. Amen for kids. Okay. I mean, I had the door. You heard all that ruckus to get in here, and he still said, no, I'm coming in here, Ma. He done made me lose my spot. Okay. In the fourth of the 6 steps, you are instructed to create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once to put this plan into action. You should follow this instruction in the manner described in the preceding paragraph. Do not trust your reason when creating your plan for accumulating money through the transmutation of desire. Your reason is faulty. Your reason is faulty. Moreover, your reasoning faculty may be lazy, and if you depend entirely upon it to serve you, it may disappoint you. When visualizing the money you intend to accumulate with closed eyes, see yourself rendering the service or delivering the merchandise you intend to give in return for this money. This is important. Summary of instructions. The fact that you are reading this book is an indication that you earnestly seek knowledge. It is also an indication that you are a student of this subject. If you are only a student, there is a chance that you may learn much that you did not know, but you will learn only by assuming an attitude of humility. If you choose to follow some of the instructions but neglect or refuse to follow others, you will fail. To get satisfactory results, you must follow all instructions in a spirit of faith. The instructions given in connection with the 6 steps in the second chapter will now be summarized and blended with the principles covered by this chapter as follows. First, go into some quiet spot, preferably in bed at night, where you will not be disturbed or interrupted. Close your eyes and repeat aloud, so you may hear your own words, the written statement of the amount of money you intend to accumulate, the time limit for the accumulation, and a description of the service or merchandise you intend to give in return for the money. As you carry out these instructions, see yourself in possession of the money. For example, suppose that you intend to accumulate $50,000 by the 1st of January 5 years hence, that you intend to give personal services in return for the money in the capacity of a salesman. Your written statement of your purpose should be similar to the following. By the first day of January 19, whatever, this was written back in 1937, I will have in my possession $50,000, which will come to me in various amounts from time to time during the interim. In return for this money, I will give the most efficient service of which I am capable, rendering the fullest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service in the capacity of salesman of. Describe the service or merchandise you intend to sell. I believe that I will have this money in my possession. My faith is so strong that I can now see this money before my eyes. I can touch it with my hands. It is now awaiting transfer to me at the time and in the proportion that I deliver the service I intend to render in return for it. I am awaiting a plan by which to accumulate this money, and I will follow that plan when it is received. Okay, so this is really important. This is really the difference between the rich and the poor. Is just already seeing it in your mind, already seeing your goal. Like if you listen to music, like I love Beyonce. Beyonce, she said in Grown Woman, I remember being young, laid back, daydreaming. She said that in her song. I remember being young, laid back, daydreaming about her future. I remember Drake. He said, Versace, that's Versace song. I don't remember what line, but he said, I saw this shit coming like I had binoculars. Like he already saw it. If you really stop and listen to those lyrics, if you are aware, that's what they do first. That's what anybody in the elite, that's what anybody who have money, that's what they do. Even if they don't realize that's what they do. But for the most part, most people do. That's the secret. You have to visualize it first. But if you really if now that you're aware, when you start listening to music and to songs, just listen. They'll tell you that's the secret. That's what they did. Listen to it. They'll tell you for real. Okay. Second, page 102. I remember being young, laid back. No, I remember some laid back daydreaming, ooh. Okay, anyway. Second, repeat this program night and morning until you can see in your imagination the money you intend to accumulate. Do it every night, every morning, every night, every morning. Find somewhere quiet by yourself. If you got to go in the bathroom, because some people think you're crazy and, fuck them. Do what you got to do for you. Do it. I'm telling you, it works. You'll see. Just keep watching me. You'll see my life grow. You'll see. I don't know what that was. What was that sound? I don't know. Okay. Third, place a written copy of your statement where you can see it night and morning and read it just before retiring and upon arising until it has been memorized. I have to do this. I don't have it where it's visual. Like I have it in my book, which is probably why sometimes I forget to do it. I need to tape it. I don't know. I get scared to tape it where I can see it because then that means somebody else can see it. And I don't want anybody to see it. Not right now. But that's just me being honest. But that's not the point. Do it. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it tonight. Remember as you carry out these instructions that you are applying the principle of autosuggestion for the purpose of giving orders to your subconscious mind. Remember also that your subconscious mind will act only upon instructions that are emotionalized and handed over to it with feeling. Faith is the strongest and most productive of the emotions. Follow the instructions given in the chapter on faith. These instructions may at first seem abstract. Do not let this disturb you. Follow the instructions no matter how abstract or impractical they may at first appear to be. The time will soon come if you do as you have been instructed in spirit as well as what? Let me read that over. Sorry, y'all. It's late. The time will soon come if you do as you have been instructed in spirit as well as in act, when a whole new universe of power will unfold to you. Skepticism in connection with all new ideas is characteristic of all human beings. But if you follow the instructions outlined, your skepticism will soon be replaced by belief, and this in turn will soon become crystallized into absolute faith. For me, honestly, when I first read about this wasn't the first book that I read. This wasn't the first book that I read about the law of attraction. It was The Science of Getting Rich. And I wasn't skeptical at all. It spoke to my soul. So this was easy to believe. As far as doing and being committed, it wasn't the easiest, and it's better. It's a lot easier now because I need it. This average life shit is not for me. So I'm doing not anything. Let me pump that. Not anything. But I'm doing what it takes to genuinely be a billionaire. It's just meant for me. But if you follow the instructions outlined, your skepticism will soon be replaced by belief, and this, in turn, will soon become crystallized into absolute faith. Then you will have arrived at the point where you may truly say, I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. Many philosophers have made the statement that man is the master of his own earthly destiny, but most of them have failed to say why he is the master. The reason that man may be the master of his own earthly status, and especially his financial status, is thoroughly explained in this chapter. Man may become the master of himself and of his environment because he has the power to influence his own subconscious mind, and through it gain the cooperation of infinite intelligence. You are now reading the chapter which represents the keystone to the arch of this philosophy. The instructions contained in this chapter must be understood and applied with persistence if you succeed in transmuting desire into money. The actual performance of transmuting desire into money involves the use of autosuggestion as an agency by which one may reach and influence the subconscious mind. The other principles are simply tools with which to apply autosuggestion. Keep this thought in mind, and you will at all times be conscious of the important part of the principle of autosuggestion is to play in your efforts to accumulate money through the methods described in this book. Carry out these instructions as though you were a small child. Inject into your efforts something of the faith of a child. The author has been most careful to see that no impractical instructions were included because of his sincere desire to be helpful. After you have read the entire book, come back to this chapter and follow in spirit and in action this instruction. Read the entire chapter aloud once every night until you become thoroughly convinced that the principle of autosuggestion is sound, that it will accomplish for you all that has been claimed for it. As you read, underscore with a pencil every sentence which impresses you favorably. Follow the foregoing instruction to the letter, and it will open the way for a complete understanding and mastery of the principles of success. the end. That was chapter 4, auto suggestion of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That was a nice read. That's my favorite chapter. Now it's another one. It's a little back there. Each chapter gets better though. It gets more helpful, and it starts making more sense. Oh, the mystery of sex transmutation. That's a good one. That's a really good one. That helped me a lot too. But this club, again, this is the end of the chapter. Chapter 4 was pretty short. I think it's only about 9 pages. But Chantrelle Club is for adult minds only. Period. You know, if you can't get with this and stick with it, you gotta keep trying to make your mind dope. Your mind is not dope. That's just period. If this does not intrigue you to want to at least try it, if you're not already where you genuinely want to be, then, you know, maybe you should try it. But I know that everybody needs to see stuff to believe, which sucks because this is telling you got to see it in your mind first. But most people need to see the physical before they can believe. And I mean, I guess I understand, but that's why I'm here, to use my life as your physical. You will see me go from reading my book to any and everyone who is watching on my nice little floor palette to being a billionaire. You will see me, and that will encourage a lot of people to take their mind serious, to be more aware. You know, it doesn't have to be like a chore or anything like that. It's actually really fun when you see the power of your mind, or when you see how your life is versus the next person who doesn't take their mind serious. And you can tell by their conversations and their words, their actions, the way they talk about themselves. You know what I'm saying? So this was an early night. I'm going to go ahead and tap out, go to sleep, and get up and go to the gym. Thank any and everybody who watched, and anybody who's going to go back and watch it later. Get you a book. The book is way better than the PDF. It's just something about having it in your hand. You can underline it and stuff. But I'm excited. Every time I get on here, I'm just really excited. I love doing this. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off. No one has any comments or anything. Moms is on here. Moms is my day one. Moms, when I'm a billionaire, I'm telling you, you get what it. Matter of fact, when I'm a millionaire, you get whatever you want. I'm gonna get your Jag in your crib. I got you, girl. Alright, y'all. This Chantrelle Lashae. Chantrelle Club is for adult minds only. Have some confidence in yourself, believe in yourself, and read a motherfucking book. I'm over and out, baby.